what do you call those
I was
things?
just watching in YouTube
AI?
the meeting after, because during the event I couldn't hear anything,
Gotcha. All right,
so
treasury
I watched
tracker.
the program a couple days after.
So it looks like the treasury
Okay.
wallet, someone paid something 56,000, and for the PIP4 ecosystem fund, minus 13,000. Were you tracking any payments?
I don't think there has been any payment since the comment.
But the Comet thing has been fully paid for. That's confirmed.
I think they got the second payment. I don't know if they got the full thing. Let me check the page that we have to keep control. Hopefully, if something happened, Buddy updated it.
I would just be so sorry if I had been getting all these beers for free and then they weren't paid.
There was a lot of beers.
Terrible beer, though.
Let's see. Well, you had options.
It looks like
Farms
10 million worth. Although I think that might have been what we were tracking. So let's take a look at our accomplishments.
PIP
Yeah,
accounting.
we did pay that. Okay, that's fine. We knew that was coming out. Okay. Are there any other accomplishments? Did you or I do anything? We've been going back and forth on the comments for your high impact PIP.
Yeah, I caught up today with your last comments.
Okay. Were there any things left resolved?
Some of them were easier to do in a conversation.
Okay. We can probably go over that between you and I today.
Yeah.
All right, that should be easy enough. All right, anything else you'd like to record?
No, I think that's it on that side.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have anything either. So let's finish out the we were doing last week, and then we can talk about this week. Okay, so I want to follow up on the follow-ups. So what did I follow up on? I followed up on PIP 18 from last week. Let's take a look at the implementation of it.
Yeah, that was a success.
Oh, that was the event. Yeah,
that's the event in Germany. Yeah, that went incredible. We have also plenty of pictures and things. I think they will post also. I think they're gonna make some kind of a trailer as well.
Cool. Okay, cool. So we'll
But
just see that.
we'll
see that like we normally do with the reimbursement and all that.
Yeah, we should probably create. But I think you did months ago a place to upload all those pictures and all that stuff.
Yeah, I did. I sure did. Okay.
And share it with Automata so they can use it for posts and things.
Okay. All right, so that was PIP 18. The other one I did was PIP 17, which is a media expansion. Let's see how that worked out. There we are. Okay. I didn't get a response
17
from
is the write-in system?
He
16.
He gave me a thumbs up when I said, "Hey, do you have any updates in here?" He gave me a thumbs up, so I'm going to respond. Hey, Raspy. I saw the thumbs up. Can you post your videos and X post that updates us on how things are going? There we go. So that should be good enough for that one. So it was follow-up number 1. All right, I just posted it in in the Discord. All right, so the next one I followed up on was PIP 16, which is Raiden Systems.
Yeah, and
Raiden
he
did
was in the
update us.
meeting. Really cool dude. We had
Oh,
a
he was
chance
there
to
at the
talk a
meeting?
lot. Yeah. We had a
Awesome.
chance to
Okay.
talk a lot. He's really nice.
Okay. Cool. So August 24th, Raiden responded and updated the community. What did he say? He evaluated. He said this. He evaluated the business entity thing, but was advised that he shouldn't do that yet. And that's where we are. So I'm not really sure about the rest of it. That's where he is.
Yeah, on the accounting page, doesn't show yet if he was paid. I know
Okay.
there's been some back and forth, but
Well, should he have been paid?
I think so.
So look at his milestones. It says,
Because it has one milestone. It shows here
which section are you looking at?
on the accounting.
Talking about PIP accounting?
Yep.
That's a PIP tracker. Accounting. You're only showing one milestone.
Correct. And it still doesn't have the data there, so I assume it hasn't been paid or it hasn't been updated. We
Yeah, how
could
have you
check
been
really
counting your
quick.
milestones?
Hmm?
How have you been counting the milestones?
We haven't because this PIP it's pretty much promising future development, but it's also kind of retroactive of what he's done. So I don't think he put something that he a deliverable to get paid.
So you put one milestone then? That's how you interpreted it? That's probably what I would have done
Yeah.
too. Because if they didn't say a
Yeah,
milestone,
and
then that means one milestone, which is we pay you when you deliver the product, right?
yeah,
Okay, so
and
I
the
wouldn't
product is
expect to
there,
pay
and
him
the
yet.
product is there, and it's being used. So
Okay. So I think I would agree that we wouldn't pay him the £5,000 in Atlas until he delivers the product. Do you agree with that?
well, the product is delivered already because it's live and it's being used.
It's already delivered?
Yeah, it's the VI page.
He cannot continue without a sustainable income and therefore will convert. I thought he was going to build something new into it.
He's gonna keep building and he's gonna keep updating because the change is evolving all the
Oh.
time.
So
And
he's not
C4
building
is
anything new.
coming. Yes, C4 is coming, and Sync is coming. So there's a lot of work that is gonna need to be done just to keep what we have.
This funding request supports Eve I to keep running until a sustainable income can be generated. Oh, okay. So there is no new thing that we have to like approve or receive.
No, that's why I say that this
Okay, I
PIP is
gotcha.
half for future continuation and half for already retroactive funding of what's live and it's being used by the community. So
Okay, all right. Okay, per the PIP details. Can be paid anytime because the PIP is about continuing the same service Eve I provides, not delivering something new. All right, I get it now. All right.
okay.
Cool. What about the next one? Next one was Ira's Bounty, PIP 12.
Aris Bonti is Emperor's Reign. I believe he paid Stratlas Italia and Valencia, and I don't think we haven't had any others since.
Okay.
Because the
I just
one in the
had
Netherlands was the one in the Netherlands didn't apply because they didn't have quorum, and then Comet didn't have anything to do with Iris Bonti.
so no update needed. We have no pending events or reimbursements out of Iris Bounty.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, got it. Cool. And then pip 14 was the Theo. Deepening
The Theo we
Theo.
haven't heard back
Yeah, I haven't heard back.
since a couple of weeks ago.
All right, I'm
So we
sending
should
another one.
reach out. Yeah.
Following up on my last message. All right. And we haven't paid anything, so I guess we're not really out anything either.
We did. We did 2 payments already.
We did?
So they've been paid $5,000, and they still one more payment of $2,500 remaining.
So we should definitely not do that, right? You agree?
Oh, there's 2 more payments.
Okay.
He did some updates. He gave some updates a few weeks ago.
To who?
We asked a few weeks ago in the DAO chat, and he pretty much told where they were, and he said that he was on a holiday trip.
In the DAO chat?
I don't think I've heard back since.
Oh, July 10th. I see. He's on beach holiday, porting everything over to Google. Okay, we need to start posting that in his actual thread instead of DAO chat.
Yeah, I
It
agree.
gets lost.
I agree.
Okay. All right.
You can just copy the link to the message and paste in that thread for now, I guess. That way we can reference it, because that was the last message they.
This is the conversation about the delays that Bodhi was having with him. Okay, cool. All right, let's got it. I see now. Yeah, it's all coming together now. Pip 14. Okay, so I'm gonna put update was shared. Update was shared in DAO chat, and then the messages there. Was what 7:10? Okay. Yeah, 7:10.
Okay, we only see right now the Theo page.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Theo page.
Right.
I'm trying to get in because it's not generally a good idea to pay everything 100% up front. I don't think we as a DAO have really talked about that much.
No, he had four milestones. We have accomplished 2. The first one was upon voting, and the second one we should see.
We probably should have had a milestones tab. There we go. Key milestones. Aren't we past this though? May, right?
Well, it was supposed to be a 6-week project, right?
It's not. It's way past that now.
It's way past that. But
Yeah.
we haven't paid. We have paid about half.
We paid weeks 1 and 2, and 3 and 4. So those 2 milestones. So basic RAG system implementation. Is that left over?
Yeah, the PIP accounting shows 2 more milestones.
PIP accounting. All right. So there's milestone 1.
Yeah.
Milestone
And 2.
I see. So what are we showing as milestones 3 and 4?
it will be that, that stuff that they're describing, the basic rack system.
Okay. So when you
But
decided
we need more feedback from them if they want to keep,
when you broke it out into 4 milestones, do you recall what the milestones were based
I
on?
think the first one is just passing to a vote was the first milestone. So that was before the first payment is not a milestone, it's just the beginning of the process. And then
Okay.
you have 3 milestones, correct? So
Yeah.
that's why there's 4
This one,
payments.
final integration, complete, core
So we
logic.
basically
Rack.
paid for weeks 1 and 2, and we haven't done the other 2 yet
So
until we get more updates.
how did we decide how much we were going to pay per milestone?
It was just split in 4 equally.
Oh, got it. All right. Could I
It was a
ask?
$10,000 request, so it was 4 milestones of 2,500.
Okay. Could I ask that you add a column for each milestone and put what it is?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. All right. I think that and you don't have to like make it to where this thing becomes a paragraph. Like it could be a sentence and just make it
Yeah.
to where it still stays on one line.
We
That's
can add
fine.
it on the notes as well. There's plenty of fields.
Okay, yes, please. That way when I look at this, I'd be like, all right, we paid 2,500 on this date, and it was because the vote passed. Then we paid 2,500 on this date because they finalized the integration or whatever. So what? Just copy paste the milestone in the note or however, so I
Yeah,
can
that's
look
what
at
I'm
it.
doing right now.
All right, cool. All right, good. So then the third one and the last one is basic RAG system implementation, documentation completion. Okay, all right, got it. That means for PIP voting, I'm going to put we're tracking that 2 payments were made, one for voting, 25% for voting, 25% for 2 or 3. It was 2. 25% for percent remains, and so the next thing would be complete core logic development then, right? Because only 2 payments have been received.
Yeah.
Means 25% for complete core logic and 25% for basic RAG system implementation. We're voting on what day? It was 6/13. This is coming real handy now. Thank you.
Yeah, I know that was a good way to be able to keep track of things.
For and the second milestone was on. Oh, we paid him a couple days after, so he must have finalized integration a couple days after. Okay.
Yeah, we can ask Buddy for details on that.
Yeah.
You guys are talking about the Theo pip?
Yep.
Yeah. We were just going through to figure out how much was left and all that. I just updated PIP 14 under PIP voting on the forums with it.
It's in the pip disbursements channel. Let me go check.
Yeah, we were just looking at that. But I'm summarizing it
Oh,
on the
okay.
voting thread and then updating it here. And this is what I wrote in the post just now on the forums.
If as far as I remember, we paid like half. Didn't
Yeah.
we pay like half of it?
Yeah, take a look at the
Already,
comments thread.
yes. Yes. We paid 2 milestones.
Well, it was supposed to be on the PIP. It was supposed to be 2 payments, but because of the but they requested it to be split into the first payment to be split into 2.
Oh, you're
Right.
right. He asked after the fact. He asked for special things, so it would be easier for him to exchange, right?
So we're doing it in 4.
Well, it was due to price volatility. So he asked for, it was in the PIP, it was 2 payments, but then because of price volatility, because he asked for USD, and then we were like, okay, well, we don't have USD. He's like, oh, so I have to get Alice. I said, yeah. And he said, okay, well, then I want 2 individual payments then, and it was a pain.
So we established 4 milestones. That's why he only has 2 payments. The remaining 2 milestones is complete core logic.
As far as the PIP is concerned, there should only be 2 milestones. It was initial payment up front. Oh, well, no, I mean, it was basically a payment up front to get started, and then upon completion of the PIP, and then I believe, if I remember correctly, it was after a certain amount of work, the PIP would get the rest, or according to the PIP, he would get the other $5,000.
Where did it say that in the
But
PIP?
then,
yeah, I'm looking at the PIP. Doesn't really say the details on how it needs to be paid.
So he has
And in
3 key milestones.
he has 3.
Yeah, there's 3 key milestones here.
but those aren't to do with payment, are they?
Yeah.
Not necessarily, but there's nothing else specifying payment other than the conversation we had after with him.
No, it does. So I think it's here. Let me check.
I'm looking at the PIP right now. I'm trying to find.
Yeah, we both are.
So on the cost and resource allocation, one-time cost, integration headline, $8,000, basic basic rack system, $2,000, total requested 10, justification,
Probably
payment
under
terms, requesting
dependencies.
payment in 2 tranches. Yeah, in 2 tranches, 50% upon PIP approval and commencement work and secure resources, and the remaining 50% upon successful completion. Okay, so we're waiting for them to finish it, to pay the other 50% that he will want into.
I think after going through the first one and seeing how that played out, I think if I remember right, he was like, "Let's just go ahead and do it in one chunk."
Yeah, it makes more sense.
It's yeah.
Because if it was a multi-sig that we have, it would be different. But because we depend on third parties, it's just complicated always.
Do what? One chunk.
So basically, the payment is going from 2 to 3. We split the first tranche. The PIP calls for 2 payments. We split the first one, and then after seeing how that went, he was like, okay, let's just do the next one full, because the whole problem was that he asked, if you look right there, it says total requested 10,000 USDC. It doesn't say anything about Atlas. Or so when I was like, okay, we're gonna send you this much Atlas, he was like, wait, what? And that was why he asked for the first one to be split, because we were sending him Atlas, but then it ended up not really helping anyways. So
we have one more milestone.
So I changed it to 3 milestones, and I changed the last one for 5K.
Okay. And we're still sending an Atlas, right?
Yeah, correct. But it's whatever the exchange of that amount of dollars is in Atlas that day.
Okay. For successful delivery completion. Okay. Alrighty. I just updated our notes then. Cool. Sounds good. All right. Now what's the other one? The other one that was it. So that was the ones that passed. And then I went to the PIP drafts.
May I ask a question?
Yep.
what is EVI and how is it intertwined with this game?
EVI, that's for a different PIP. That was the rating system, PIP 16. And that's a page that pretty much tracks all the assets and all the activity in Sage. And you can go and you can put your wallet address and you can see all your fleets. You can also control your fleets from there and do operations that get stuck sometimes in Sage. And you can see overall, activity in the game. So he had a similar version of that for EVA for EVE Online. And then when Star Atlas came out, he started developing EVI for Star Atlas, and it's pretty much the most used tool by the community.
Okay, cool. Thank you for answering that.
No problem.
All right.
I really enjoy this game.
It's a great game. Let me show you Let me send you the link so you can check it out if you don't have it.
Oh, I already got it. Thank you, though.
Okay.
I'm not going to be using it. I play Sage whenever I do.
Yeah, it's a really useful thing for organizing, especially among factions. You can see where the resources are, what components people have in which bases, and it helps organize everything. It's good.
All right, the pip follow-ups from last week. We're done with that. Now we need pip drafts. The DAOcaster role. Oh, I still need to push that to review. That was my bad. DAO working groups. Cody needs to confirm the pip
Working
is ready.
groups, I did an update today, and I adapted the language according to the feedback that Automata gave us last time. So if you want, we can check it out really quick.
The DAO working groups?
Now that body's here as well, let me give you the link. Working groups, here it is.
Did you put it in the thread?
Yeah, I can. Let me see. Where is this in drafts? Working groups. Working groups, here it is. All right. There you go. Do you see it?
I need access.
Let me go here to yeah, restricted. Let me add body. Let me add you. Lancer. What signals email? I forgot.
I don't remember.
Bradley. Something.
Don't say it out on the stream. Okay, I put it.
There you go. And then I need body. Oh no, body I have. Emperor.
And look at the DAO Council email. I just submitted it for access to.
Okay, I just gave you permission, so you should be able to see it and access it now. And
It says it's denied still.
The modifications I did, they are highlighted right now.
Take a look at
Do you get it?
the share link. You should see a requested access.
I already gave you access. I went
I'm on
directly
the
to the
DAO
page.
Council email. Just hit the blue share button and you'll see it. Okay, got it. Thank you.
All right. So the last feedback we got from Wagner was that let me go and get it directly. so I'm not paraphrasing too much. It was on July 7. Let me go check. July 7. There you go. Yeah, he and Glenn were really adamant of making sure that it's an advisory role and it's not a representative when you're part of a group. So I made sure it's an advisory role with the changes there. So all that is highlighted is what I added today to change what we had into complying with those requests.
And you made those changes?
Yeah, because this was originally a pip that Body made, and then I did a second version once we got the first feedback from Automata, and then after that when we got feedback again, and we refined it into this one because the first version was referring a lot to the foundation. On the second version, they made us to do this like a sub group of the council, and then they wanted to make sure that there's no language that said that they're representing the DAO in any way, but just advising.
Okay. So does that mean we're ready for me to mark down it?
So I'm ready for Michael to get a last look, and if he likes it and Glenn likes it, we can do the markdown and move it forward.
We already pushed it to him once, right?
Yeah, so this already went through the idea, the draft, and then we got stuck on the feedback from the foundation, and then it got deprioritized for a while.
So you send it back to them for review, awaiting their input.
Yeah, I wanted to show you guys what I did, especially if Body's here, because he was part of the. He basically wrote the first draft. So I wanted to see if you guys were happy. We can pass it over to the foundation.
Yep. Okay.
So the summary is pretty much the same. The proposal seeks to formalize community involvement by giving the council the ability to create community-led working groups. These groups would allow community members to, before it says to represent the Star Atlas DAO in dealings with external parties, and now it says provide advisory support and recommendations to the Star Atlas DAO in dealings with external parties.
Yeah.
Enable them to take on greater responsibilities while enhancing their credibility in an advisor capacity. So all we want to do is to give people tools to help and to bring stuff to the attention or conversations to the attention of the council to send over to the foundation in case people have specific skills or contacts or stuff like that.
Advisory role. Okay. And the council will establish. So we will establish dedicated working groups?
Yes, because the foundation doesn't really want anything to do with this, to avoid any illegal and make sure that there's a separation of attributions and responsibilities. So
they're going to
this is organizing the community to and giving them a place to communicate with us in case they have direct leads or work that
Members
can benefit in partnership with Star Atlas. Yeah,
and we're going to approve them. Got it. There's my contribution. Extra space. I deleted.
There you go.
All right. Foundation must approve all external communications and commitments. Yep. Working group may provide recommendations, research, and advisory to the foundation and the council. How about they just submit it to us? Do we really want to give them access to the foundation?
Well, the contacts might be a lead to the foundation, to partner or to act onto something. We are the filter.
Right. So then if we're the filter, they
there might be a group that is, about, I don't know, listing Polis and Atlas in Coinbase, and they have some contacts, and they would try to give these leads to the foundation. We are the filter. We are the ones, managing the group. But that's why I added the foundation there.
Okay. This makes it sound like they can address the foundation directly and not be us.
Yeah, not even us can.
Yeah, so I recommend we delete the foundation part then. Support to
All
the
right.
council. Working groups may provide recommendations, research, and advice report to the council.
Okay.
Bodhi, does that still work with you?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Foundation must approve all external communications and commitments on behalf of the DAO or designated council members. Yep. Serve in advisory capacity, do not have representatives or DAO. Okay. They'll be given access to channels that is shared by all working groups. Okay. Special working group role. Okay. Council will periodically review. Yep. If a group has been inactive, the council will request a status update. Okay, so if a working group has achieved their goal or failed to do so, we'll disband them. Okay. The council reserves the right to disband a working group. If dissolved, the council will disclose its meeting. Okay. When the working group is disbanded, its members will lose their special group working status. All right. Get out of here. And at the foundation's discretion, they may be required to sign an NDA. All right. Stakeholder impact. Those who wish to be more involved. Provide advisory support for ties with third-party services. Explore synergistic opportunities can now do so in an official advisory capacity. What does that mean?
Well, before you didn't have the advisory word, so basically we wanted to give some kind of official role for people to talk on behalf. When they are pursuing those leads. But now we're
behalf of the
just
DAO? On behalf of the DAO?
Yes. So again, with the same example that I gave before, like if someone has a lead to post to list Atlas and police in Coinbase, they might create a group for this, and here we will be giving them a role that these people are officially considered to we are going to get advice from these people regarding this. We give them the chance because we evaluated the form, and they seem to have a lead.
Didn't we say up here that they weren't speaking on behalf of the DAO?
They are not well, the foundation needs to authorize anyone to speak on behalf of the DAO.
Yeah,
And there's another one that says that they cannot make deals or close deals here. That's where you were looking, the highlighted part.
Okay.
In 4 is what you're looking
this is
for.
the stakeholder impact, so it doesn't say they actually get to do that. All right, I see what you're saying now. Who wrote this sentence? This is, of course, not the case. Was that you, Carlos?
What was that?
This sentence right here. People not part of a working group may feel like they are not allowed to explore similar collaboration opportunities without first being part of a working group. This is, of course, not the case.
Yeah. You can do anything you can do with a working group, you can do without, because we are not actually giving.
All right.
Yeah, that's my little
Sure.
thing there.
Okay. Implementation. Once approved, the foundation will establish a new working group section inside the knowledge base. Okay. Interested community members submit their applications, request creation of a working group. Foundation will review these submissions. Wait, now that doesn't check. We set up here that the council approves them.
Yeah.
But here it says the
We're just saying
foundation will review
that
them.
we're going to make sure that they align with what we want to do.
Okay. But we're not the foundation. So
You are right.
then the
Okay,
DAO council.
I had to change the foundation for the DAO council like 1,000 times. That one escaped.
I got you.
Thank you.
Okay. So
Yeah,
DAO
yeah.
council will review these submissions and ensure alignment.
Correct.
And approve at this point.
Well, I'm that was a point that that's one of the steps that we make sure that the goal is the same. That the goal of these groups are the same goal as
Yeah.
the.
We set up here that's the intent of how we will approve them
Okay.
if it does. And the implementation is we will either approve it or disapprove it.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. And then working group role will be creating the start list, DAO, Discord, working group channel. Approved groups will receive. Oops. Approved groups will receive access to the DAO working group channel, plus an accompany role. Okay. Clearly indicating their status. Clear documentation will be provided to all working groups. Okay. The foundation will periodically review the status. So the council will.
Yeah.
Okay. And when a working group is disbanded, its members lose their special working. Okay. You really, really
Which
want
we
them to
already
know that they're going
mentioned
to
that.
lose it.
Yeah, and we mentioned that before, so you can delete it if you want.
Okay. Timeline. Implementation can commence immediately. Okay. And then this proposal has no associated costs. Foundation Council and Star Atlas Discord monitors will manage approvals. Will manage approvals? Will manage permissions. Discord related. Probably necessities. These activities are. So them putting in creating the channels, creating the working group roles, that would be all the necessities.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
got
and
it.
some in the knowledge base with the form, etc. Or we could do it in Discord. We'll figure out what makes the most sense.
Okay, there we go. Then I'll just put manage all necessities. Implement. That's what we're going to do. All right, no conflict of interest. Wouldn't one conflict of interest be that Bodhi is a council member?
No, it's a PIP introduced by the council.
It
Well,
is?
it's just, I mean, I think the conflict of interest, it would have to be of some sort of benefit in some way for it to be a conflict.
Agreed.
A conflict doesn't have to just be a benefit. Like if you're voting on the same thing that you're a part of, you don't necessarily benefit from it, but you still have a conflict because those are two separate interests.
Yeah, this PIP was addressed as made by the DAO, the DAO
So
council.
wait,
So
I didn't think that this was part of the council. This is Bodhi's PIP, right?
he was the author. He wrote it down, but it was a DAO. It was a council PIP from last term.
Oh, from last term.
Yeah, this PIP is from November.
Oh, so
It was on the
okay.
fridge for a while because we were not getting answers from when Partica was in between, and then
Okay.
we resumed when Michael gave us
Then I
feedback
think
on
we
this.
need to vote as SAC 2 whether or not we adopt this as our proposal, or if Bodhi should just go forward with it being him and you.
You
'cause
can
were
you can
best.
just put my name on it. I don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can put Bodhi and my name because we have both worked on this one. If you don't want the council to be, but it's an initiative by the council to handle stuff for the council.
I'm okay with that, but since it was the last council, I wouldn't assume that any
Right.
proposal from last council is going to be adopted by us. I'm
Yeah,
probably
well, it's
okay
kind of what
adopting it.
happened with Iris Bounty and all that. They got approved then, but we implemented everything and we managed everything because it was a council. It doesn't matter. Yeah, Bodhi and Drum Carlos is fine. Whatever makes you comfortable.
I don't mind it. I don't want to assume that because this is a new thing. We haven't really talked much about it.
Sounds good.
Okay, so that next week's meeting, then we'll just vote on it. Be 2 seconds because I'll vote in favor. This is fine. So that'd be Bodhi, Drum Carlos, sir, Emperor. All right, and then if any one of us disagrees, then well, we have our majority thing, don't we? We need at least 3 of the 5 to vote yes.
Yeah, so I think we just passed it.
Yeah, but because they're not here. All right, you know what? Tell you what, I'll just put it in the chat and see if they disagree.
Yeah, either way is fine. It doesn't matter. It's just
Voted to adopt SAC 1s. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. SAC 2 voted to adopt SAC 1's DAO working group. Pip. There we go. And it
Sounds
was
good.
Bodie, Carlos, and Lanzer who did that. Alrighty. I think that's probably good enough, yeah.
Yep.
Where's the other one? There we go. There he goes. Okay. And then what else? Additional details. So there would be no conflict of interest then if it's SAC 2. Earlier, this is the 3rd version. Automata will evaluate whether they can create a section of the website. Okay. Got it.
Well, yeah, that was a
Then-
conversation with Arctic again. That's something else we need to address with Michael, but
Yeah.
or otherwise we can just remove that. But I left it there because it could be something that happens in the future if the working groups are a system that works.
Yeah.
Like for example, for that PIP regarding the API to request information that Skull and Bones was doing, that would be a good excuse to make a working group and open our GitHub page and start having developers working as a group there.
Okay. All right. I will
Stuff like
create
that.
a markdown. I'll create a markdown and a PDF and then send it in Telegram.
Don't send in Telegram. Yeah, let's have a meeting with Automata soon and go over all these things that are pending. Just so we, because we have done this markdown like 3 times already.
Have we?
Okay. Let's wait for the thumbs up and then we'll do it really quick.
All right. Awaiting internal meeting with Automata.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw the message I made yesterday on our console chat as well, to request this meeting soon. Now that the community week is over and the Star Atlas summer is over, it would be a good time to reconvene with Automata.
Okay.
I know Buddy needs to have a good conversation regarding disbursements because there's a million ways to improve what we have going on. That it's kind of working, but Buddy is struggling and authors are struggling. And it would be a nice conversation to have with Michael. Plus, I have a couple other questions that I would like to ask Michael and Glenn. So I was thinking that it would be nice to have a meeting with both of them. Maybe Glenn can come for half an hour or something and ask some questions and see where we're at. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that's fine. Sounds good. All right, I still need to do a markdown and PDF pip of the funding economic research thing.
That one, I haven't checked how much it changed, but should we review that one again or not next week or before next week?
We already reviewed it.
Because the first time when it was published as a draft, it was made for this thing that got deprecated, Flipside, and then he changed that. But I guess if that's the whole change, that
he changed.
He's still doing it.
All I needed to do was limit it to 1.2 or 11.2 million Atlas, which is the 5% ecosystem limit, and then send it to Steven to make sure that he agrees. It was like 11.5 is what it came out to. So I need to bump it down to 11.2. And if he agrees with that, then we push it forward because we already reviewed it.
Okay.
All right. I forgot to do that last week. I will need to do that this week. And everybody else, I didn't see any movement on the infinite research thing, the books. Did anyone see any movement on that?
No, because I think the ball is an automatas right now, and they were
Yeah.
too busy with the other stuff. But that's part of the conversation I want to have with them. What do we want to do next? Show them the draft that I made about the high impact pips, and see what feedback we get from that. So we keep working on it, and find out if they want to do the mock vote or not. And
Oh, got it.
so there's a lot of important conversations that we can have now whenever they have time for us, that normally they within the same week they will get us an audience.
All right. Got it. Got it. So this is also a pip draft. Okay. All right. That's our hour. Next meeting, we will go over the high impact pip. I don't see any comments left. Did you resolve everything?
I answered a bunch of stuff today. I checkmarked the ones that were addressed, that I made the changes that you suggested, but there were a few still there. Let me check. This is
Try and get back
high
into it
impact.
then.
Yeah,
I don't see
I
any.
see them.
Okay, I'm going to request edit access. Maybe that's probably the problem.
You should have it. I think I'm pretty sure I gave you all. Yeah,
Probably gave it
you
to me
have
on my personal, but yes, that's it. But I'm doing it from the DAO Council email.
There you go.
All right, thank you.
I think.
I
All
still
right.
need access. Click the little share button on the top right, and then approve.
Okay, try now.
All right, I got it. Thank you. It must be viewing, maybe? Oh, there we go. Okay, got it. So the DAO asked, was the DAO currently utilizing this? The voting script smart contracts. You said it's a script for now. Smart contracts.
Yeah, on the web page, the whole DAO is running on script right now. It's not really running on chain, but in the future it will.
So when we implement it, we're going to have to modify those script and smart contracts.
Well, they just got to add the new process for weighted and majority rules that is going to be different than the regular process we use for the ecosystem fund. So that's
Okay.
basically what it means. They need to program that.
All right, got it. All right, where did I hit this recommendation thing? Is it deleted? All right, so this one replaces the comprehensive PIP. You said it's a new process. It's not replacing the comprehensive PIP.
Correct.
So when combined with related active proposals, it would exceed. Okay, so this is not referencing the comprehensive PIP at all?
No.
Okay, got it.
So cumulative impact in means that if a project has different parts, when you sum them together, it might make the project qualify for this.
So when the total cost.
But that's nothing that exists right now. But a project is the sum of its parts. Is basically what it means there.
But you're talking about the total cost, right?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Got
Yeah,
it.
you're really good at are doing those edits to make it clear. Because when I have it in my head, it's hard for me to see a different interpretation. But when you read it, you will have a more neutral perception.
When the total cost relative active proposals. What is relative active proposals?
Related.
Oh, dang it. Related active proposals. So when other proposals.
Again, if part of that project are other proposals that are already on the desk, it's all part of the same project, right?
Okay. When the total cost this pip is related to other pips. Pips. When this pip is related. Oh no. We're connected. Pips. Combined.
To other active pips, right? Which
What does it have to be just active? As in already voted? Couldn't it just be other pip drafts?
I guess, yeah. It just doesn't make sense. Like when this pip is related or connected to other pips.
Yeah, the way you had it was if there were other active pips, then it just didn't read. Okay. When the total cost is combined with other related active pips, so when the total cost doesn't mean that that's what you got to do.
These are different conditions that can make a project qualify for the high impact pip. So, and here's just saying that there might be more stuff already on track that are part of that could push a project towards this threshold. Does it make sense? Because we are talking about 10% of the overall treasury when a project is pushing that limit. And here is saying it's not that one proposal, but if a project has multiple proposals,
When
they
the total
combine.
cost. Oh, maybe I just need to delete some sentences here or some words. When the total cost combined with other related active proposals. Okay, there we go. Draft.
Yeah.
Or active.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
Good to go. All right, what's the next one? 50%.
Yeah.
That's
That's a placeholder right now. We need to analyze that with a medium of the last proposals and the ones that have gotten more and see automata vision. 50 was just the number that Michael threw out that day that we were having the first conversation.
All right, cool. So this foundation shall publish the quorum calculation with 24 hours. All right, but then no one should need a calculator. Okay. All right. Makes sense. The supermajority, regardless of participation above quorum, approval requires at least 35%. And you said this guarantees at least 1/3 of the votes were for the PIP, as in voting yes. All right. So I said recommend wording it to regardless of yes or no or abstain voting. Okay. And you said, what do you say? You didn't say anything back to that. So what do you think?
No, I missed that one.
Okay.
I think that line is simple.
Regardless of participation above quorum. See, participation is a weird word. It doesn't mean yes or no or abstain. Participation could mean talking about it.
Correct. The thing is that even if you pass the threshold of the quorum threshold, you still need 35% of of votes for the PIP. Because you could have a situation where you have 5% for the PIP, 3% against the PIP, and then the rest of the percentage is neutral, that they didn't vote for or against, that they abstain. Sometimes you have that option. So this guarantees that in those cases, the PIP doesn't pass because there's not enough people for the PIP.
Yeah, I get that. I'm talking about the wording that you use to describe that. Approval requires at least 35%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And total available PvP. So you mean just the PvP that voted? The total available PvP is at 534 million.
No, yeah, the PvP that voted.
So participating PvP.
Yeah.
That's why I recommended what I did, because it doesn't.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
All right. Okay. All right. Next one was financial audit requirements. You said automata. Yeah. All right. Got it. You did that. Formation. Every high impact pit must have an implementation committee. So your position is that yes, they should have a new implementation committee per pit, per impact pit.
Yeah, these PIPs are going to happen once in a blue moon. They are going to be approved by Automata, and they are going to be complex enough that there should be people responsible for following up all the implementation. I think, even if it's one person in charge or someone from the team. Like for example, in the 600K PIP, if it were to pass, Jose needs to be involved, and Danny Lloyd will be approving stuff, and maybe someone in the council can be involved if we need to follow up stuff and milestones, etc.
Okay. So can I change the word from formation to designation?
Absolutely.
All right. That'll make my concern go away.
And again, I put everything that I thought it made sense, but it's a conversation start, and we can add or remove stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because what might happen is if the working group PIP passes, then we form an implementation committee working group, and then every oversight PIP, every high impact PIP gets designated to them. That way, you don't have to form a new implementation committee every single time.
Well, that's what I don't know. It depends on the kinds of pips. Right now, this is the only chance of one pip like this that we will have for a while. So yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't matter much.
So for the new information one, you said
I would imagine if there was another high impact pip in the future, you would not need Jose, but in this one you would. So that's why I put you might assign dedicated people. If it's an engineering one, you might assign an engineer from Automata. That's why I thought that.
Okay.
You will need to create one for each.
So you said for this one, the foundation retains the right to halt implementation. You said the foundation would have to buy into that. This is explicit. No member can impose any of this on the foundation. So here's what I'm saying. The foundation can do this with or without this sentence in here.
Yes, I just like to clear that stuff so there's no, just make sure that the exit clauses are clear and are.
But they wouldn't do this.
Centralized as this.
They wouldn't do it unless something like well above, like anti-money laundering, were to pop up. So putting this down just kind of creates an out for people to start.
But how? Okay, so this is what I wanted to ask you. How do you see people creating that issue with this line?
Because DAO
Because
politics,
this is a right of the foundation to act, not from anyone to force the foundation to do anything.
but the foundation is made up of people. It is not that hard to get in touch with the foundation. Okay, so I saw this go down with the ApeCoin DAO. The politics between the council members, the foundation personnel, and the DAO members themselves were such that it became just a big mess. And people who shouldn't have had access to the foundation or influence with them did. And it created a lot of ambiguity and issues with regular PIP implementation. The people who were trying to get the PIP done were subject to the politics of people meddling in their affairs because they had like a DM with the foundation members or the council members. And then new information is revealed, which could be anything. I found out that one of the high impact PIP authors, their house is getting foreclosed. So I'm thinking that this new information reveals a substantial risk to this $600,000 PIP from being implemented correctly. So I'm going to DM the foundation director and say, hey, I think this is a substantial risk. That sort of politicking happens in DAOs.
Okay, but you did say that this would happen. This can happen anyway, with or without the line, right?
Yes, but it's much harder. The bar is much higher for the foundation if you leave it unsaid, because the
Okay.
foundation's the foundation's right to halt pips is then at the bylaws level, not a pip level.
Right.
And all they have at the bylaws is if it offends KYC, KYB, or anti-money laundering, or one of the other big hard lines where a PIP is non-actionable. Not if someone appears in the news.
Okay.
Thank you. I saw this weaponized in the ApeCoin DAO, and I have a distaste for it ever since.
Okay.
Technical impossibilities become apparent.
Yeah, that's a straight engineering assessment
Yeah.
that.
I feel less strongly about this one, but it's still in the same vein. If developer B in our community doesn't like developer A and then does the same thing instead of politicking.
But this would be Automata
Right, but
saying
developer
that
B would say to Automata, I think there's a technical impossibility here. And then Automata, all they would need to do is like, yeah, I agree. And then
but then it would be true though, if
it wouldn't be
Automata agrees.
true. It wouldn't be true if Automata doesn't have the experience needed and is relying on on developer B, who hates developer A, that they got a $600,000 PIP passed. We have rivalries in this community, and I don't want to give rivalries an incentive to try and.
But these are
tank
emergency
another person's
provisions
PIP.
for the foundation, not for the community. That's the part that I don't understand.
Because in
These
this
are emergency
community,
provisions by the foundation / Automata.
in this community, people have direct access to the decision makers. There are 2 chats where I could at Swagner right now in the foundation room. If they're the decision makers, then we are giving people a way to attack another PIP that isn't theirs. That's my opinion.
Just leave it as scratch, but don't delete it, because I don't understand it really. But I'm willing to hear the opinion of everyone else. The other council members and Automata.
Yeah, okay.
Because
No, that's
otherwise
fair.
we just delete the whole emergency provisions. Because in this case, why have any?
Yeah, well, if you put an emergency provision, that's fine, but you're giving more rights to the
Like when you are committing so much money and you have milestones and stuff, you need to make sure you're covering yourself for exit clauses when things change, and then you're fucked and stuck. So that was the train of thought there.
that's fair. I think the reason why I'm saying this is because Automata has exercised this right in the past. So they already know they can do this. But if you
Yeah.
put an exit clause in here, then you just lower the bar for that to happen. Whereas, in my opinion, when the DAO votes, it should be an extremely high bar to overturn a PIP. It shouldn't just be some person doesn't like one of the PIPs and decides to try and tank it after the fact it was voted on because they have a DM with Swagner.
No, I agree. I just think technical impossibility goes beyond that.
I'm saying people will use
We're
that as an
talking about a
excuse.
technology gap here. It was the train of thought on this line. Again, I'm not saying not. I'm just curious because
Yeah,
you're
and
seeing
they
something that
again
I
in
didn't.
ApeCoin DAO, the politicking happened. People used anything and everything they could to get one up on another person. It wasn't. It was like follower counts. It was, in my experience as a CEO of a company, I don't believe that this other AIP should go forward. These people were using influence, however they can, to influence the vote. And in some cases, I think it was very inappropriate for people to do that. I don't want to see the same thing happen to us here.
Yeah, I always thought this section as something that happens after the vote when you encounter an issue that
Yes.
doesn't like is dooming the proposal, and you need to stop pouring funds into it as soon as possible.
Okay, we can talk about it in the internal. How about that? And then
Yeah. That's what I said. Like you can leave it as scratch, but don't delete it so we can talk about it or highlight it
okay.
or whatever.
Yeah, that sounds good. Discuss it in the internal. All right, what's the next one? I think that was it, right? Yep, that was it. Okay, so just those.
Yeah.
Just those. Cool, man. Other than that, I think you did awesome. You did a great job putting this together. I fully support it.
Yeah, and those pips are going to be really hard to pass because you are going to need to have a lot of support that no one really has that kind of support on their own as a group right now.
Yeah.
Depending on the threshold we put for the PvP.
SAC.
Bottom.
SAC 2, and that would be Giancarlos, Carlitos, Lanzer, Bodhi, Emperor, Signal. All right, yeah, I think we should definitely talk this out with Swagner to get his support and then push it. I'll mark down it, PDF it over to the foundation and get it going.
Yeah, well, once we get the feedback from Wagner, we'll start with idea state. So still a little while for that.
Oh, wait a minute. We should probably talk about that. This is going to be a governance pip, so it's not going to be an ecosystem. Are we
That is
still going to
correct.
push it in the ideas? Because the ideas was part of the knowledge base. It's not part of PIP 1.
It's correct, but it's that's the process we're using to revise pips so far. So I don't see a reason to go out of that process.
Okay, I guess.
But we can talk about it.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever talked about that. If we make the knowledge base for every single pip, then okay. But
I would love to post this in ideas. I think it would take no time at all to get those thumbs up, and then go to the draft, and then probably have a little more discussion there.
Okay. So
because
25.
of the reasons why we're doing this, I have a feeling this is going to take a lot of heat. Let's see also what the foundation has to say about it.
Yeah. All right. Makes sense. Other than that, man, I love it. Sounds good.
Sweet.
Okay, the next
Thank you.
time.
Thank you for investing the time and making all those comments and
Yeah.
jumping on it.
Yeah, they were pretty minor, all things considered. It's like percentage based and this word and that word. Otherwise, I want to get. Oh, never mind. We already reviewed Pip 4 refresh. It's just waiting
That's
for
another thing that
Swagger.
we need to talk with them. Your
Yeah.
refresh idea, we need to get in sync with them and see how they want to do that. I just think we really need that meeting soon.
Yep, I agree. All right, so then we have Pip I impact. So SAC 2 reviewed. Lanzer and Bodhi, did you disagree with anything that we talked about so far?
Yeah, no, I've just been listening. But yeah, it's everything's good. I definitely agree with the sentiment that we need that internal meeting though, sure.
Okay. So awaiting comment to input via internal meeting. Next internal meeting, and then we'll do the same thing for high impact Pip. Cool, man. Cool. This is DAOing. Am I the only one excited by this stuff? This is exciting.
Just DAO it.
Yep, DAOing. All right, we went over a lot today, and it's an hour and a half. Do y'all have anything else you'd like to do? Talk about?
Oh no, I'm ready to get out of here. Unless there's questions.
Bodhi,
in
you
the
got anything?
audience.
All good to go?
Yeah.
You broke up
Oh,
there.
you're cutting out.
All right, we'll take that as.
You say I'm cutting out?
Yeah, you're
Yeah, you
cutting
were
out.
cutting out. We can hear you now.
Oh no. I'm good to go. I'm driving, so it might be spotty.
Okay,
All right.
sounds good.
Thanks.
Have
Thanks
a good day,
for
everybody.
coming, even though you're driving, buddy.
Yep. All right, we're
No
out.
problem. See you guys.
Okay, let's ask